John, I think he really decimated the left and really clearly articulated the president's plan and mission on so many levels here. Your reaction and some of your biggest takeaways.
Well, two things. He decimated Democrats in two ways. His command of detail is just breathtaking. Now we're talking about Venezuelan oil sanctions in the details and the accounts and where they went. But more than that, he understands the media of television. He understands what Chris Van Hollen and these Democrats are trying to do, and that is trying to get their little clip for C-SPAN so they can play on media, on leftist media websites and local media and local media back home. And he blows that up. He doesn't play the game. That's one of the reasons he's so effective.
Yeah, I had to laugh at one point when they asked him, will you rule out regime change in Cuba? He says, Cuba? No, absolutely. We will not rule out regime change. It would be the benefit. We would not be the ones doing it. Overall, a really big day for President Trump and also Marco Rubio as well when it comes to the messaging. The messaging also was about the economy today. President, as you know, talking about the Trump accounts. The government has these $1,000 accounts, babies born 2025, 2028. I want to play a little bit, though, from global superstar Nicki Minaj, who is there on stage with President Trump with these comments.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
Ooh, take that. Now, businesses are matching. Comcast, noteworthy one there, John. Also, J.P. Morgan announced they were matching, where President Trump also said, I don't think Jamie Dimon likes me too much, but again, they are matching these accounts. Talk about the economic upside. I mean, financial literacy, such an important thing for kids, but now, right from birth, they're really getting a shot here to compound some serious money.
Well, starships were meant to fly, weren't they, Bianca? So here you have President Trump making the case for we don't need government largesse. We saw some surveys that came out last week that still a majority of government are distrustful of government and distrustful of government programs. By empowering families and giving these kids, a chunk of cash, which could be around 50 grand by the time they turn 18, it gives them choices and it frees them from government. That's what this is about. It's an ownership society. It's about a society of agency for everyone. And it's wonderful to see the private sector truly kicking in on this. The left is seeing, and this is where what you're not seeing out in the world right now anymore. You're not seeing the Democrats talk about affordability and egg prices anymore. They went stone silent on this because their narrative on this crashed and burned. The data is not backing that up, and things are getting better, especially with the tax bill going into effect in April, and Americans going to see that. That's why the riots in Minnesota, they need something else because they're going to lose on the economy here too. But this is a wonderful day for the individual and a bad day for the state with Trump accounts.
Let's bring in Karol Markowicz as well. She's a columnist over at the New York Post, host of the Karol Markowicz Show and the Normally podcast. We don't normally see Nicki Minaj making such strong claims, but here she was saying God's protecting President Trump. Karol, she was short, but it was sweet. And I think her presence today will just cause the many on the left to throw more fiery arrows at her. She's not backing down. In fact, she's doubling down. And we even see this with folks in the business world. Tim Cook attended the screening of Melania. According to some reports, they are livid at Apple. Your reaction to all of these leaders, Nicki, partnering with President Trump on the messaging here?
Well, it's a major vibe shift, right? We're seeing something that we certainly did not see in the first Trump term, where big celebrities and head honchos are actually being positive about the Trump administration. I'm always skeptical about celebrities becoming Republicans, and they kind of make it a big deal because they know it's unusual and all of that. But Nicki Minaj is really smart, and she's at the top of her game music-wise. So I would say this is actually a really welcome celebrity for once. Usually I'm a little wary of them. Kanye West springs to mind. I think I warned about that one early on. But yeah, it's really good to see people acting normal. Normal is what we're all looking for. It shouldn't be that every single corporation speaks in the same voice and it opposes half the country. We're seeing a shift, and I like that a lot.
Vibe shift. Karol Markowicz, John Jordan, great to have you both here as we watched not just President Trump, but Marco Rubio in really good form today. Thank you both for your comments. A bit of breaking news, too, as we hit the break there. I want to update you on this.